guys, this is Christina Etheridge with leadsandleverage.com, and I am with you today on another episode of The Ribbit Show. So I'm excited to be here with you. If you're watching this in replay, would you please do me a favor and comment below? I like to get to know you guys, and that's the only way I can, especially if you kind of watch this silently and I don't get to talk to you. So definitely let me know that you're here. Just say hi. Super easy. And let me know where you're popping in from. Where in the world are you physically watching this show from? Whether you're watching it in replay or live, I'd really like to know. That would be awesome. So definitely comment and let me know. Just say hi and let me know where you're popping in from. And today we're going to talk about the one thing that everybody wants to know how to do, and that's how to get more done. How to get more done. So we're going to talk about how to get more done. I've got 4 main tips that you can take and run with today and go with, and some of them are going to be a shocker to you and others are going to be like, yeah, I know that, but do you implement it? So we're going to talk about that today. So if you are watching me live, I see a lot of you guys are hopping on live. If you're watching me live, let me know you're here. Click likes, click comment, say hi, let me know where you're popping in from. Sometimes I see that you're on, like I see Kim's on. Excuse me, sometimes it shows me. Other times, most of the time, it doesn't. So you have to comment below so I know that you're here. And as always, ask me your questions. Eileen, hello. Hey, Kim. Hey, Dawn. A lot of my members are on today, so that's awesome. I love that because this is really why I do this. So we're going to talk about how to get more done. And I know Dawn was saying we were in a private members only live session inside of our group, and Dawn was saying, yeah, I want to know how to get more done. I'm like, me too. Raise my hand on. I'm going to share with you some tricks. Kim, you're on okay, Kim. I mean, as much as I want you here on this with me, you're on vacation. Vacation means not working. That's okay that you're here, but goodness, enjoy your vacation too. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Deborah K. Yeah, I have a vacation plan, like 3 days planned for next week. I gotta go do something. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do. I just have the days blocked off. I need to go do something, to get away with Chuck. He just finished up his run as Tevye in The Fiddler on the Roof. It was awesome. The last performance was last night. And so he's going to be recovering this week. I'm with you guys all week. And then next week, I'm going to take 3 days. Not sure yet what we're going to do. That's true, Kim. I have time to listen. Yes, because you're not busy full of distractions. All right, you guys. So we're going to do this. So remember, if you're watching this in replay, watching this live, whatever you're doing, comment below. Let me know you're here, where you're popping in from. And usually I have like a question of the day. So let's see. What should be my question? Oh, I know. This is going to sound odd. My question of the day is, excuse me, have you ever hired a professional organizer? So yes or no? Have you ever hired the services or hired a professional organizer for your home, for your business, whatever? Have you ever done that? And I'm really curious to see what your answers are going to be. So I'm going to wait a minute to see kind of what your answers are. Have you ever hired a professional organizer? Yes or no? So I'm going to wait a minute because I want to see what the results are. Have you guys? We're going to talk about how to get more done. But my question is, have you ever hired a professional organizer? Dawn says, no, I'm pretty organized most of the time. Cool. Eileen has not. Deborah K, not, no, but I sure do need one. Well, oops. I know what's going to happen here. Or what what I'm going to teach you is going to apply. Kim says, I used to be hyper organized and then I had kids. That's funny, Kim. I used to be very, very organized and, really with all 4 kids, but then they grew older and I really started giving more to my business. So something had to give. Yeah, something had to give. Okay, I was just curious about that. If you'd ever hired a professional organizer. All right, so I have a question for you. Guys. Are you getting done everything let me listen to this part very carefully. Are you finishing or accomplishing everything you need, the most important pieces that you need to accomplish every day? So yes or no. I did not ask if you're getting everything done. Okay, be aware of that. I'm not asking you, are you getting everything done every day? What I'm asking is, are you completing or accomplishing the most important things that you need to get done every day? So yes or no, or perfect, Dawn, not everything. No, Deborah K says no. Okay, not a chance. Kim says, not a chance. I love, Kim, that you like share like from your heart, and I can see your personality and your energy come through. I love that. I love that. So, okay guys, so here's the interesting, the reason I asked is if you've ever hired a professional organizer. And I hadn't even thought of that question until I was thinking of examples, and I went, oh, it's the same thing. So here's why I asked. When you hire a professional organizer, or if you've ever watched, gosh, this is going to be dating me. I haven't watched TV in years. Like I watch movies and I go to the movies, but I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV shows. I don't, things like that. But there used to be a show on TLC called Clean Sweep. And I think there was, it had Peter, he was a master organizer. I think he was on that one or another one. But anyway, if you've ever seen like on TLC or HGTV where they go in and they get people organized and stuff, this show was called Clean Sweep. Excuse me. And on this show, here's what they did. The first thing they would go in to, and it's, this is not the same as hoarders, but they would go in and help people organize their houses. And the first thing they would do is first react shocked because, you know, it's TV. They have to react shocked. Ah, you're so disorganized. Yes, me and the rest of the world. So the next thing they would do is they would set up these bins, 3 bins. You'd have the trash bin, you'd have the donate bin, and the sell bin. And then I always had a 4th bin that was a doesn't belong in this room bin. So when you're doing this stuff, you move it to a new location. Now, so you have trash, so toss, donate, sell. That's really what it was. So basically what I want to do is trash, donate, move. Okay. Those are the organization pieces. We're going to use those pieces to get ourselves more time, to give us, get more done. So here's the thing. You have to, the very first thing you have to do, number one, you got to do less. You got to toss stuff out. If you actually want to get more done, you got to toss stuff out. Yes, Kim, that's where we're going. She said it used to make me crazy that I didn't get the things done that I wanted, but I was a mess. So I decided to pick one must do and celebrate what else I did accomplish. That's exactly where we're going. You have to get rid of stuff. When you're organizing, you don't just organize a mess. Get rid of stuff first. You purge. You need to purge. You need to purge activities. You need to purge, expectations. You need to purge. Your to-do list is probably a mile long. You need to purge that. You need to get rid of that. So, my connection's weak. So if you're watching this garbled, hopefully it'll straighten out on the replay. So you have to do less. That's the toss bin. Toss stuff and be very, very, very liberal in your tossing. Okay. am back, you guys. I was checking the internet. I don't know what was going on. I'm gonna let you guys know on the computer to refresh. Just a minute. Make sure we get that on there. Okay, so hopefully you guys got this and see this. Would you please comment and let me know that you're here, and I will start over where I left off. Let me know that you're here. I've moved my phone, changed my location a little bit, just a little bit, a little bit different angle. Are you still here? Let me know. I see people are still on here. Watching that pause was kind of long that I had, but let me know that you're here. Comment below. Just let me know. Good, good. I'm seeing people saying you're back. Yes, I'm back. Yes. Okay. Good. Let me find one more. Hopefully Dawn or Deborah K or yeah, Deborah K's looking. Cheris is joining. Let me okay. All right. Okay, you guys, let's hop back on this. Sorry about that pause. So here's what you want to do. So remember, I had the 3 bins, like when you have an organizer and they come in, or like clean sweep and TLC comes in, you've got to toss. You have to get rid of stuff. You've got to purge. And you know, you start with the obvious stuff, start with the junk, start with the stuff that you just don't love, you can't stand, but you're just doing. So get rid of that kind of stuff. So do less. That is really the key. You have to do less. Like Kim was saying, she reprioritized. It's one thing to accomplish in a day and be happy with that progress. So you need to toss. That's the toss bin. And that toss bin should be the biggest bin of all, the fullest bin of all. Get rid of stuff, okay? You got to toss before you can actually schedule yourself. We all only have 24 hours of time in a day. That's it. So you can try and cram as much as you want in there, but it's not going to do you any good because you're not going to get it done. So toss. Second piece, the second piece, we're going to talk about delegating, which is the giveaway or the sell, the delegation part. What can you delegate out? I'm getting a weak connection again, you guys. Bear with me. I hope it keeps rolling. But what can you delegate out? What can you give away? Whether that is outsourcing your housekeeping or going off of a volunteering and giving someone else the opportunity. Sorry guys, this is just kind of crazy. So, yes, Dawn, you're right. We always fill every size house with way too much stuff. We do. We now have a 3-car garage. You guys, you know, we traveled for 18 months and we sold almost every single possession that we had, or got rid of almost every single possession that we had. And I literally mean almost. When we came back off the road, we didn't have a couch, we didn't have desks, we didn't have a dining table, we had like 3 oven mitts. I had to buy more. I mean, we didn't have enough towels because we only had enough for in our RV with all of us. And when we came back on the road or off the road, we had nothing. And we now live in a home that has a 3-car garage. And I'm looking at it going, oh my gosh, because, you know, obviously there are things that you do need. We need a lawnmower. We need a weed eater. We need hoses. We need rakes. We need shovels. We need all these things that we're buying again. But we need all of these things, but they sure are filling up the garage. And it's a 3-car garage. And we're like, wow, it's just filling up. Because when we first moved into the house, it was empty. There was 1 car in there, and not a lot of stuff. And now there's 3 cars in there and a whole lot of stuff. So yeah, I totally agree. So do less. The first one is toss stuff. The second one I said was delegate, guys. Delegate. And I'm not just talking about getting an assistant, and I'm talking about what can you delegate out? Are you on any boards or any committees that you could actually let somebody else do? Let somebody else step up forward, or that you felt obligated. Can you delegate that to someone else to let them do it? What about your house, your life? Can you delegate your lawn mowing, your yard maintenance, or your house cleaning, or your laundry? Can you delegate those out? Can you hire those out? What about any personal commitments? Are you trying to do too many things personally? Are you going to too many workout sessions and it's taking away from other things? We need to delegate, and that's part of the sell or give away piece. We need to get stuff off our plate, not just the toss stuff, but get stuff off our plate that we probably can't just toss aside, but we can give to someone else. So that's a big one. And so the next of these three is prioritize. So this is the piece where, the bin I talked about, where maybe it goes in a different room or we keep it to organize it. That's where we have to prioritize. And we have to decide truly what it is we must accomplish in each day. And you can't just say, well, I need to put these 10 things on this list. I have to get them all done today. Because if you don't get them done today and tomorrow comes around and you're just moving some things over, the truth is you didn't have to get them all done the day before. So if they can be moved to the next day, they didn't have to be done that day. So you need to do a different priority. If you know that in your real estate business, that if you don't lead generate for 1 hour and you don't do a specific lead generation thing, and you know that your income is going to be affected 100 days from now, because that's how real estate works. If you know that, that would be a priority. So you know that lead generation is your priority. What else is your priority? So you should have one priority, but what else after that? What's the second most important for you? So you need to toss, then you need to delegate or outsource, and then you need to prioritize. And so let's talk about this. I was talking about it from an organizational and stuff perspective, but it works with time. So you need to do less. You need to do less. Plain and simple. You have to do less, not more. So how to get more done? One of the key pieces to getting more done is doing less. So go through that 3-step process I just said to help you decide what's the most important. The second piece, you need to focus. You have to stop multitasking. I don't care what business you're in. Real estate is not in the business of saving lives. Let's just get real here, okay? You're not an emergency room physician. You are not. I realize we feel like we are, but we don't have to be interrupted every 10 minutes from everything. We have to focus, which means we have to stop multitasking. As agents, we have to. If we know we're supposed to be getting our number one task done, guess what we need to do? We need to turn off our phones, put in our earbuds, put something in to stop the distractions, turn off Facebook, turn off our email. If we need to close our door, our office door, or we need to work somewhere else so that people don't interrupt us, we have to focus and we have to stop multitasking. We will not get done what we need to get done if we multitask. It's really that simple. You want to do more? You first need to do less, and you need to do the one thing that's most important and make sure that you're not interrupted doing it in any way whatsoever. The next thing, this is number 3 of 4 of the things. The next thing, we need to time block. And I was never an advocate for time blocking. I wasn't. And I was the biggest warrior against it. I was like, no way, I am not going to be told what to do. Nobody's going to tell me what to do, even myself. And I worked a lot based on how I felt. And when I changed my mindset and realized that my actions create my feelings, not the other way around, and that's what creates my success, I started time blocking. And it changed everything for me. Now, let me get this clear. I don't mean that you need to have something blocked from 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1. You don't need to have something blocked every minute of the day. Not at all. My point is that whatever's important to you needs to be on your calendar. If it's, you've heard the phrase, if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. Well, that's kind of true. So if it's important to you, get it on your calendar. And then guess what? You have to be accountable to yourself. You have to stop lying to yourself. I had to stop lying to myself or justifying to myself that it's okay that I don't do that. That it's okay that I don't keep my appointments to myself. You would never do that to a client. So why do we do it to ourselves? Are we not more important than other people? So we need to, this is the time block, but we also need to treat ourselves with the respect and the honor that we're due to ourselves. We need to do that. So it's more than just time blocking, but it starts at the core, time blocking. And number 4, this one was a big one. This is a big one. Number 4 is you need to set yourself up for success. Okay. And here's what I mean. A lot of times we think, we're going to be, Gary Keller talks about willpower in The One Thing. And we're like, we have the most willpower in the morning, but we only have so much. And if we use it all up, then it's gone the rest of the day, which is why a lot of people fail on diets. I also think it's a little bit more than willpower. It's a mindset issue. But at the same time, our willpower, if you want to succeed, you need to set yourself up to succeed. And by that, I mean, okay, like I said, set up your environment. And what does that mean? Well, that means, let's be honest, if working in an office setting, you tend not to get done, and you really need to analyze this. If working in an office setting, you get less done, then you should not be working in an office setting. You should be working at home, or you should be working in another area where you're not as interrupted, or you're not as disturbed, or you're more focused and you want to get it done. The other thing is, for example, my one thing every morning is to write for 50 minutes. Every single morning, I write for 50 minutes. And I set myself up for success the night before. So as I'm shutting down my work for the day, and yeah, I actually shut down my work for the day so that I don't come back in, because my office is in my home, so that I don't come back in. I have to physically turn on the computer. And I do that to myself, not because the computer needs to be turned off, but because I'm setting myself up for success. That's for me. And it's just too easy to come in, I'll just check email real quick, or I'll just check this real quick. But what I do the night before is I shut everything down, okay? And I put up my one screen, and I don't always turn off my computer, but I put up my one screen that is my writing screen. And I happen to write in Evernote. And so whatever I'm going to be writing on the next day, that is the only thing that's on my computer. Nothing else is open. So that the minute I log into my computer, guess what's on there? That's the first thing I need to do. So I've set myself up for success right there. I don't have triggers going off. I don't have alarms going off. My calendar's not open. Facebook's not open. Email's not open. Nothing's open. The other thing I do, because my phone, just like in real estate, because my phone is like my connection to everything and all my alarms and notifications are on it, I turn it off during my 50 minutes of my most important time. So I'm setting myself up for success. I turn it off. I also have an app called Red Hot Timer. This is for a Mac. It's a Mac. All it is a timer. It looks like a tea kettle, but all it is a timer. And I just set it. Okay, how long do I want to do this? I want to do this for 50 minutes, set it for 50 minutes, and I don't do anything until that timer goes off. I mean, I just do that one task until that timer goes off. If the next thing is like, oh, I need to check on these emails for the next 30 minutes, I set the timer. I do that for 30 minutes. I have certain music that keeps me going, that doesn't interrupt me, but it keeps me going. Mozart's very good with that. Good for that. I use that. So I use that timer, and I use setting myself up by not having anything else open. So you have to set yourself up for success. If you dread going into your office because it's austere or it feels like a cell, guess what? Change your office, paint it, decorate it, do something, or go somewhere else. So you have to set yourself up for success. So you have to do less. You have to do less. You have to stop multitasking and focus. You need to time block, okay? And you need to respect yourself to honor your time commitments with yourself, your appointments with yourself. And 3, you need to set yourself up for success, your whole environment. So now that we're all, I know a lot of you still are on here, even though we had that funky pause in the middle of this. Have you guys implemented any of things, or have you tried to implement any of these things? And if you, whichever direction that is, what have you struggled with? What can I help you with? How can I help you get past that? Or to give you a tip maybe that I use to implement? Because believe me, people always think I get way more done than I do. Or maybe I just get a lot done and I'm really hard on myself and don't think I do as much as I should. So, which I think a lot of people are like that. But my question is, and this is a sideline note. You can't compare yourselves to other people. You just can't. I was sick for a couple of years. And so I could not accomplish as much as I wanted to. And so I stepped back and went, okay, if I can't do that, then what's the one thing that I want to do each day? What's the one thing I want to do? And for me, it was small progression as I came out of that. Small progression. So you need to be aware of where you're at and don't compare yourself with others. You are you and you are not like other people. So be you and shape it around you. Shape it around, yeah, we need to respect ourselves and have an appointment with ourselves, but don't set 10 appointments with yourself when you know that you're struggling to accomplish 2 of them. So set 2 and then add more, depending on what your situation is. Yeah, Dawn, you time block. Do you find yourself struggling with honoring those appointments or honoring those time blocks? Because I still do. I time block, but every once in a while I'll justify or I'll go, oh, it's okay this time. And I'm really, really working on not compromising, because my whole goal with this whole thing is to train my brain that if I say I'm going to do something, I really have always prided myself on being honest and not telling lies of any type, even little white lies. But yet I've compromised and I've lied to myself. Like, I'm going to do this. And then when it comes to it, I'm like, maybe not so much. How are you guys doing? How are you getting through those struggles? Or what struggles are you having? Hey, Ben. Kim says, I lent out my one thing and never got it back. I need to reorder. Yes, you do. Because you need to be reading that book at least once a year, preferably twice a year. It's so good. It's so good. Sometimes. Hey, Ben. Ben is probably one of the best team leaders. He's at our local Keller Williams, and he is here on the call. And I'm asking all kinds of questions right now, Ben. We talked about how to get more done. And I kind of went over some major things and compared it to how we get organized. Like when we watch those shows. Oh, that's so good, Kim. Let me break that thought, you guys. Because I dealt with that. Time blocking sounds so confining. You're right, it does. Budgets sound confining to people. And what's interesting is when my coach made me look at it differently. He said, well, why do you budget? And I said, budget my money. And I said, well, I budget because I have control and I'm free and there's no guilt. I have this to spend or I'm going to do this. And I never have to worry about anything. He's like, that's what time blocking is. Time blocking is the same as budgeting. So you get stuff done, you're productive, you do it. And, you know, there's this sense for me, Kim, it was about, I let my feelings dictate my actions, and you need to let your actions dictate your feelings. And one of the biggest things is I didn't time block. I would say, oh, I was more of I'm going to accomplish this today, whatever that looks like. But I was so at the whim of the day that I didn't get what I really wanted to get done. It wasn't that I needed to get done. It was what I wanted to accomplish and who I wanted to be. Sorry, that's my dog. So time blocking is actually freeing. And I know that sounds the opposite. I know that feels like the opposite, but it's actually freeing. So, but remember, don't time block yourself to death. Don't block your entire day out. Just don't. Don't do that. Today I have a very full day. I have literally been moving from one appointment to the next. Now, I'm not physically moving. I'm here in my same office, but I had a 9 o'clock, a 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and then I have a 12 to 3. Boom, 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 boom. No break. That is not normal. That is not normal for me. And I knew that when I woke up this morning, or looked at my calendar last night, I was like, yep, tomorrow's going to be a full day. I can do it. I'm not going to mess it up. I stick with everything. I know that my time is more important today. It's important every day, but I know it's important today. So I regulated everything. I time blocked everything in so I wouldn't miss something in my wanderings between thoughts. And so time blocking is really freeing because I know at 3 o'clock today, guess what? I am off and I'm going to go have fun at a party with a friend, a Pampered Chef party. So yeah, that's what you do when you're 45. You go to things that you can spend money at. I won't, Dawn. Dawn says, I hope you don't lose your voice. You know, I won't. I've been asking my husband because he has his master's in vocal performance. He performs a lot and he knows how to project. And I've told him that, you know, I'm having this issue and he's basically told me exactly what it is. And I'm not actually hurting my voice. I need moisture. So I have him listen to make sure I'm using my voice correctly. And I am, so we're good. So I'm not going to lose it. Sorry about that. Kim said, I feel more like a slave to my to-do list and my clients. Okay, so there's two different things there. If you feel like a slave to your clients, you need to set boundaries and a schedule that you will see them or be with them or work with them. And if you feel like a slave to your to-do list, it might be because you have too much on your to-do list. And two, it's probably mindset. And I know you, I've met you, so I'm kind of, Cheris, actually, I was going to ask you if you wanted to meet me. So anyway, we'll talk about that later. Cheris now lives here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which is very cool. She just moved here last week. But Kim, I'm saying this more to challenge you in a loving way. It's probably mindsets, and it's probably because you've let yourself think and speak to yourself in terms of your to-do list or your calendar being slave to it, instead of you being the master and the calendar being the slave. So right now you feel like a slave to your to-do list, but however, you're a slave to the whims of what's going on. When you master it, you are the master of your to-do list, and the to-do list is the slave. It's really flipped that mindset. And so that it really, and I'm sharing this from how it was for me. So, and how I'm still, some of the battles I still fight in my own mind, because I'll be honest, you never 100% forever overcome it. You will always have, once in a while, they'll get fewer and farther between, but you got to know how to battle them. You'll have those thoughts and you have to change it. You have to control your thought. You have to control your thoughts. The best way is to control your actions. So I think Kim, you work out, and I think you do, or you have, or you're pretty active, I thought. And here's the thing with a lot of people, to say, just go work out and then you'll feel like working out. And if you're not this, and I'm using the wrong example, go with it. And I never really, I was like, yeah, whatever. The whole whatever. But it's true. It's true. Take action. The feelings, the motivation, the thoughts, the inspiration will follow. And that's really how it is. Really how it is. And I know I was talking to Ben about what we were talking about. Well, I don't remember. So we went through all of this. I have, we talked about the toss, delegate, prioritize, and then we talked about doing less, stop multitasking, focus more, time block, and set yourself up for success. Any other questions, you guys? Any other thoughts? Any struggles? I love what you're sharing with me, Kim. I really appreciate it. Dawn, you've been awesome. So true. Yeah, it is. And it's not an easy, and if you can, Kim, I know you're going to get the One Thing book, Kim, but I'm going to show you this other book that I got that's really helped me on it's one of many, but it's really helped me on mindset, and it's going to show backwards when I show you the book, but it's Mindset by Carol Dweck. And get that book. Get that book and read it. It's an easy read. It's not, she's a PhD and she shares a lot of her studies, but they're not dull and boring, and they're not like just, it's not like chalk. It's not dry like chalk. It's good. She shares stories. She shares, it's a good book. It's called Mindset by Carol Dweck, and it's such a good book. And I just am really, yes, it gave me a different perspective on myself and my mind and my control or lack of control of it. I love it. Pretty good. Any other questions, you guys? And it is a work in progress. It will always be a work in progress, because there's always a point where you can level up. So if you think of it like athletes, and even Olympic athletes, they can always level up. I mean, you look at like Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps, okay? He is, I believe he's the most decorated Olympian in history, I believe. And guess what he's doing? He's competing in his fifth Olympics. Fifth Olympics, I think it is. Why does he need to? Why does he need to keep leveling up? Because it's his personal leveling up, his personal best. He can do more. So it really, guys, it's what's the best you want to be. And when you know that, and you can always go. Ben says, tons of great tools on the One Thing website that help implement the strategy. Yes. Awesome. I agree. Such a great book. Really was my pivotal, book in helping me, and I've read a ton more since. I'm not necessarily saying it's the best one, but it's really a pivotal one to start with. It's really good. So any other questions, you guys? Any other thoughts? Any other struggles? Any other, oh, and you guys, if you don't like reading, then don't read. Listen, get the audiobooks and listen, but listen and get it into immerse it in your mind. And here's the other thing, another thing. Don't let a day go by that you're not immersing your mind with these things that you need to help you take action, with these mindset tools, with this stuff like that, because that's really what all of this is about. The whole getting more done. You have to do less. That's a given. You have to know what you're doing, what's the most important thing to do. You've got to control your time, and you've got to set yourself up for success. But if you just listen to me today, and that's it, you're going to be excited and maybe implement for a couple of days. Or if you go to a conference, you're going to be energized and then it's going to die a week or two after conference. We come home and we accomplish a whole bunch of stuff right after conferences, and then we don't do anything because we're not immersing ourselves. Can we have a recommendation book list in the files? Yes, absolutely. I can do that, Kim. We'll put that's not a bad idea because I'm really plowing through the books now and applying bits and pieces to them. So I'll put everything in there that I've read. You should see my Amazon list. I keep about 10 books to read at a time, and I pull them. And then when I get down to about 5, I add another 10 more. So I always have a variety. And so I just pulled, in fact, I'm just starting. I'm in the middle of reading The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And I just started that one last night. It's been good so far. And I'm about a third of the way through it because it's one of those you start reading, you can't put it down. Another one that I recommend, and I'll put this in the files, but another one I recommend, which is, it's going to look backwards for you guys, but it's Life's Golden Ticket by Brendan Burchard. And you can get a free book at lifesgoldenticket.com/friend. It's another one I recommend. Here's the thing. You need to keep yourself immersed in order to stay motivated, in order to stay inspired, in order to stay driven to take action. You have to keep immersing yourself in the things that inspire you and motivate you, because you're more likely to keep taking action. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. So what's very interesting is I heard the other day that like Bill Gates and I don't remember who it was, they read or listen to training podcasts about 90 minutes or more per day. Warren Buffett has flat out said that he reads around 6 hours a day, and he only actually works about 90 minutes a day. And I thought that was very telling and very interesting. And I realized that they are the richest men in the world. And I'm not striving to be the richest person in the world at all. But my point is that I'm striving for a better me. And so I'm like, oh, I need to immerse more and more and more. Yeah, Kim says, I know you talked about good books, but would be helpful to have a dedicated place. Absolutely. I agree. We'll get that done in the groups. In fact, Cheris can start it. If she sees it, or she's on this call. She was, I don't know if she still is, but I'll let her know so we can start doing that, and I'll let her know the books to add to it on there that I've read. And we'll keep kind of an order. What I'll do is I'll kind of keep them in order of what I think people should start with based on my experience and move to. Any other questions, you guys? Thoughts? Concerns, struggles, topics you'd like? I know tomorrow we are talking about 5 steps to revive your email marketing. Is that tomorrow? I want to make sure I've got that right. Yep, tomorrow is the 5 steps to revive or even use email marketing. And then Wednesday, this is a big one. What happens when a lead source dries up? What do you do? We're going to talk about that. Thursday, we're going to talk about the all-time perfect lead generation funnel. And then Friday, I got the question. Oops, I turned it. I just want to run an ad for, say, $100 to get leads from Facebook. I was told that's the way it works. We're going to talk about that. So, oh, great, Cheris. That'd be great. Thank you. She got that. I love me some Cheris too. And now she lives here, so I get to go to lunch with her. Not today, but I get to go to lunch with her. Book list sounds good? Yep. Good. Yeah, it's amazing. It's our everything we want to do, everything from our relationships to our personal goals to our business goals, all hovers in our mindset. It all hovers in where we see ourselves? Are we willing to do what we tell ourselves we're willing to do? If we're time blocking, are we sticking to our schedules? Are we, at the habits that we create, the daily habits? Oh, the other thing that I've done, I was going to show you my phone and show you the app, but I'm on my phone. Yeah. So the other thing I've done, I have this app called Way of Life, and that's for iPhone. I don't know if they have it for Droid. It's a Way of Life app, and actually Pia Taylor is the one who introduced me to this app last February. She's one of our members. And anyway, the Way of Life app, it's really simple. You just put your habit thing that you want to create, and all you do is once a day check in. Red, you didn't do it. Green, you did it. And that's it. It's super simple, but it's just a way. I want a lot of greens. I want to be consistent. There are habits that I never, ever, ever want to stop doing. And the biggest thing, Jeff Walker at an event I went to in April said that 100% is easy and 99% is hard. And I don't think he's the originator of this, but 100% is easy and 99% is hard. And here's what I mean by that. Being 100% in line, if you're working out, if you're losing weight, if you are lead generating, whatever you're doing, if you're 100% focused on your app or on your habit every single day, and that's the habit that you do, it's easy to stay on it. But if you decide to take a day off, kind of steamrolls, doesn't it? Which means a 99% is hard. If you're on a diet, it's just easier to avoid sugar than to say, oh, but I can have this little bit, if that's what you're avoiding. So the point is 100% is easy, 99% is hard through all of this. See, Mark Jones said, oh, good. Okay. We can have an app list too, Kim. Yeah. So Cheris, if you'll start an app list, I can put an app list on there. Mark Jones says, content request. Walk us through the day in the life of creating a converting Facebook ad and step through the funnel. Okay. Actually, I'm going to be talking about Thursday. I'm going to show you the all-time perfect lead generation funnel. So I can do that. Definitely. And then we'll be doing ads. Yes, I will do that, Mark. Thank you. Awesome. All right, you guys, I have to sign off with you guys. I have to get ready for my next appointment. I told you today was a full day back to back. These are rare for me. I'm back to back like this, but it is today. So thanks for joining me. Thank you for going through the live stream struggles. It's awesome. If you're watching this in a replay, comment. Let me know your thoughts. Do you have any input? Do you have any ideas to share? That would be awesome for all of us to share. That would be great. Thank you. Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next episode of The Ribbit Show. Talk to you later.